Hello and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, your number one spot for breaking down the stories everyone is talking about. And today we have a very serious topic that is generating a lot of heat online and offline. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently on an 8-day state visit to the Caribbean island of St. Lucia. But back home, his political rival from the last election, Mr. Peter Obi, is not happy about it. In fact, he has released a very strong statement criticizing the president's trip. So the big question is this a necessary trip for Nigeria's international relations, or is it a bad timing as Peter Obi suggests? Is the criticism fair, or is it just politics? So let's break it all down. Grab your drink, get comfortable because we are getting right into the gist of it. First, let's understand what Mr. Peter Obi said. He put out a long statement and is very direct. He started by saying it's alarming that Nigeria has become a country of title and honors without any passion for the people's plight. As Mr. President got there, Tinubu got there, he was given an award, maybe he was given a title either yesterday or day before yesterday. So that is what Mr. Peter Obi is trying to say here. He's basically asking, why are we celebrating titles and awards in another country while our own people are suffering and being killed back home? This is a very serious accusation. He is painting a picture of a leadership that is disconnected from the reality of its citizens. To give you some context, Peter Obi highlights some painful examples. He says that on the same day the president was receiving an award in St. Lucia, about 37 people were killed in a Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. He also mentioned ongoing protests in Kwara State over unemployment and insecurity. He makes a powerful point by comparing the numbers. He claims that in the short time the president has been away, over 200 Nigerians have died in different crises. He even said that Russia, a country officially at war, has not lost as many innocent citizens as Nigeria. This is a shocking comparison to make. He also criticizes the president for spending 8 days on a small Caribbean island when he has allegedly not spent a single night in some of the Nigerians' most troubled states like Niger, Taraba, or Plateau. This is the core of his argument. The president's attention should be here at home, fixing these urgent problems. So if I may come in here, my own opinion though, we have governors. It's true that most of all these security threats, attracts the might of the federal to the state. But at least, Tinubu is not the one that is going to fight all this fight. We saw the one that happened in Benue. People cried and shouted. He went to Benue State. So I believe that if there's any other urgent thing for him to do, he will go there. We know that there are crises in some of these states, but it doesn't warrant the president to rush immediately. You cannot, because of internal politics or internal issues in the country, and leave the diplomatic one that you should do internationally. So that is my own opinion. So Mr. Peter Obi shouldn't expect Tinubu to be visiting some of all these states and be spending nights there. He has other things he's doing, other national issues he should be focusing on. There are governors and there are commissioners that are in charge of those works who are supposed to be carrying out all those duties, not the president. Now, to be fair and balanced, let's look at the other side of the story. Why would President Tinubu go on a trip in the first place? Is there any importance to this state visit? The answer is yes, from a diplomatic point of view. Why state visits are important? Building relationships, that's diplomacy. International relations are built on personal connections between leaders. These visits strengthen ties. For economic opportunities, the president's handler said the trip was for economic gains. This could mean attracting investors from the Caribbean, promoting Nigerian businesses, or opening up new markets for our goods. St. Lucia is a major tourism hub, and there could be partnership in that sector. For cultural ties, Nigeria and the Caribbean share deep historical and cultural ties because of the transatlantic slave trade. These visits are often used to honor that connection and build a stronger bond with the global African diaspora. So the next is strategic location. The president's team also said he will proceed from St. Lucia to the BRICS summit. So they argued the 8-day trip is a combination of the state visits and a summit travel, making it more efficient. So from the government's perspective, this isn't a vacation, it's work. It's about playing the long game, building international partnership. Today could lead to job investment, and a stronger Nigerian economy tomorrow. A president has to balance domestic problems with international duties. The world doesn't stop just because a country has internal issues. This brings us to the main question of our discussion today. Is Peter Obi's criticism necessary? So let's look at this from two angles. On one hand, you can argue yes, his criticism is absolutely necessary. Peter Obi is one of the main opposition leaders in Nigeria. It is his constitutional role and political duty to hold government accountable, which he is doing. If the government is making a move that seems out of touch, it is his duty to speak for the people who feel that way. The optics, which means how things look to the public, are very important in politics. For many Nigerians who are struggling to eat, who are scared of kidnappers, or whose children are out of school, seeing their president on an 8-day trip to beautiful island receiving awards can feel like a slap in the face. It can make the leadership look like they don't care. Peter Obi is tapping into this genuine public frustration. His point about unpaid teachers and daily security crises are not lies. They are real, painful fact for many Nigerians. So, his criticism serves as a reminder to the government. Don't forget the people you swore to protect. But on the other hand, you can also argue that the criticism is just politics. Governing a complex country like Nigeria is not easy. A president has a team, a vice president, minister, security chiefs who are supposed to handle domestic issues while he is away. A country cannot shut down for its foreign policy because of internal problems. Some might say that Peter Obi is using this situation to score political points. He is a politician after all. By criticizing the trip, he keeps himself relevant and positions himself as the leader who truly cares, which is smart politics ahead of the next election cycle. Also, Peter Obi directly challenged the BRICS summit excuse. He pointed out that the summit is later and that the leaders of bigger countries like China and Russia are not even attending, while India's Prime Minister is on a 5-nation tour in the same 8 days. This part of his argument is designed to make the president's trip look poorly planned and unjustifiable. From this viewpoint, the trip is a standard presidential duty and the criticism is an opposition leader doing his job, which sometimes involves exaggerating a situation for political gain. So, where do we stand on all this? Here's a simple truth. Both sides have a point. Yes, a president must engage in diplomacy. Building international friendship is crucial for country's future. You cannot isolate a nation like Nigeria. But at the same time, leadership is also about perception and empathy. When your house is on fire, it's hard to justify a long trip away, or no matter how important it is. The suffering of Nigerians is real and urgent. The insecurity is not a joke. The failing schools are a disaster for our future. What this situation really shows is a massive gap between the priorities of the government and the immediate needs of the people. The government is thinking about long-term diplomacy and economic partnership. The people and Peter Obi as their voice are thinking about survival for today and tomorrow. Ultimately, the success of this trip to St. Lucia will be judged by its result. Will it bring any real investment or benefit back to Nigeria, or will it just be remembered as a trip where the president received a title while his country was in pain? Only time will tell. But what do you think? This is where I want to hear from you. Was President Tinubu's trip a mistake? Is Peter Obi right to criticize him so harshly, or is he just playing politics? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's have a respectful conversation. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and most importantly, subscribe to Oba's Trending Gist so you don't miss out on our next analysis. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.